What's up, YouTube? It is your Lord and Savior, King D353 here, and it is time for your results to the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And I must say, if you are a member of the IWC, you are going to have a hard-on throughout most of this, because you guys were on point with predictions and some of the things you wanted. That aside, let's get on with the show. First, at the pre-show, we had a Fatal 4-way tag team match to see which with the winning team being allowed to enter the Royal Rumble match. The teams were the Dudley Boys versus Jack Swagger and Mark Henry versus Damian Sandow and Darren Young, because apparently the primetime players are no longer a thing, versus the Ascension. The match starts off with Jack Swagger and Darren Young facing off. And you'd think since they're both faces it would be an even match, but nope, Jack quickly gets the advantage, tags in Mark Henry. Henry beats up Young for a bit, tags back in Jack. Jack beats up Young for a bit. At this point, my mind gets foggy because I was watching a lot of shit tonight. So essentially, they both get out of Dodge, and we end up having the legal men of the Dudleys, specifically Devon, and one of the Ascension, specifically, I don't fucking know, those two blend together to me. That aside, the Dudleys managed to get the 3D off on the Ascension after the whole all the tag teams knock each other out thing. And with that, the Dudleys go for the pin. It looks like they're going to win, but Jack Swagger yanks Bubba out, puts him in the ankle lock, as Mark Henry splashes down on Bubba. And then while Jack continues to ankle lock the fuck out of Bubba Ray Dudley, Mark Henry goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. And now Mark Henry and Jack Swagger get to enter the Royal Rumble. Now how Mark Henry became the legal man to begin with, the world may never know. That aside, now we on to the main pay-per-view, which starts off with the whole by the numbers thing for the Royal Rumble, with the addition of the whole one versus all thing, explaining the fact that Roman Reigns is defending his title and that, oh, there are a lot of people who won the Royal Rumble and there are a lot of past world champions. Not even sure if they were including Swagger and Henry in the world champion count, because I didn't really pay attention to that, so who knows. Hell, I'm actually kind of wondering if they're including the two mystery entrants in that count. Maybe I'll check later. That aside, the first match of the night is the last man standing match between Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens. I cannot call this blow for blow because bad internet, so whatever happened at the beginning, it led to Dean Ambrose suicide diving into Kevin Owens. Then they brawl on the outside for a bit. Then Kevin Owens cannonballed Dean Ambrose through the barricade into the Bellkeeper area. Dean stays in this. They get in the ring. They brawl it out. They brawl it out. They brawl it out. Kevin Owens sets up two chairs seated next to each other, kind of like a table-esque. And then he keeps trying to put Dean through it, but he just cannot. And Dean ends up reverse laying a powerbomb into a back body drop, putting Kevin through the chairs. Then more brawling, more brawling, more brawling. Dean hits Kevin Owens with the dirty deeds. Kevin gets back up, but Kevin's wobbling from the dirty deeds. Dean hits him with another dirty deeds, this time on a chair. And at this point, the match becomes all Dean Ambrose. Now Dean is just decimating Kevin Owens to just keep him down. Kevin barely gets up, gets smacked around by Dean some more, gets put on top of a table, elbow drop through said table, but Kevin Owens still sticks it out and gets back up. More brawling, more brawling. Kevin Owens gets back the advantage. I forgot how, but doesn't matter. Kevin then lays Dean on top of the two chairs facing each other that he reset up. I swear to God, Owens has an obsession with two chairs facing each other. And then he goes for a moonsault on Dean Ambrose. But Dean hops up before he can beat the moonsault and shoves Kevin Owens off into a double stack of tables that Kevin had set up earlier in the match. With this, Kevin cannot get up before the count of 10, and Dean Ambrose is still your Intercontinental Champion. For the next match, we have the Tag Team Championship match between the New Day and the Usos. Why did I say it like that? Don't know. Whatever. Anyway, the New Day comes out and they decide to mourn Francesca before the match, but then suddenly, trombones can be heard in the background as Xavier comes out with Francesca too, who I personally think should be named Francesca Jr., but whatever. It's Xavier's trombone, I guess, so I can't really name it. That aside, with just Francesca 2 at their side, the New Day go into battle, and Darren I am not calling this point for point. So, main spots of the match. Usos do their normal shit. No one gives a fuck. Xavier Woods, at least to me, has the most badass moment he has ever had in his entire career. Normally, Xavier's a scrub who just distracts people, but this time, at one point, Jimmy super kicks Big E, knocking him into the barricade, which is apparently fixed now. And then Xavier Woods runs at Jimmy, hops up on him as if trying to hit him with a DDT, but Jimmy lifts him up. Then Xavier Matrix runs on the barricade and tornado DDTs Jimmy Uso, and that was the best thing I've ever seen Xavier Woods do. Most notable, mainly because one, he just took out one of the Usos, and two, he just Matrix ran a tornado DDT. That was some cool shit. That aside, so normal shit, normal shit, normal shit. Usos and them are at it. Biggie hits a fruit rope spear on one of the Usos. Now everyone's not on the outside of the ring. Biggie tosses back in the Uso. Um, some more shit that I forget happens. But the main thing we need to note is that Biggie tags out to Kofi Kingston, and Uso takes out Kofi Kingston. Not Kofi Kingston. Wait, no, that happened. Fuck. Ugh. Screw it. Skip it to the end of the match. We have one Uso and one Kingston in the ring. Kingston's knocked into a corner where Biggie gets a quick tag and hops down. Uso super kicks Kofi Kingston. Uso goes up top for the Uso splash. The fuck? Superfly splash. As he goes for the splash, Big E hops into the ring, literally intercepts the Uso out of the air as if it was a little football, and then big endings him. 1, 2, 3. The New Day has won. It was kind of the closest way to a clean victory I ever had, because technically, although Xavier Woods did cheat during the match, he did cheat during the ending, so technically the win was kind of clean. The match wasn't, but the win was. That aside, our next match was Alberto Del Rio versus Kalisto. And for the life of me, I can't remember the spots once again. So let's see. Super kicks from Del Rio that Kalisto kicked out of. Cross arm breaker was never put in. Del Rio's stupid little stomp thing was dodged by Kalisto. And it took two Salita Del Sols to take Del Rio out. Although the first one I feel was kind of wasted because he just grabbed the bottom rope, only to get Salita Del Sol again for the win. So it's like, what the fuck was the point of him even grabbing the bottom rope? Point is, Kalisto is your new United States champion. Next up, we have Charlotte versus Becky Lynch. Once again, can't remember it blow for blow, so main spots of the match. Since Charlotte already pulled her crap of Ric before, Becky saw Charlotte going for a big boot after Ric blocked her coming, dodged it, clotheslined the hell out of Charlotte, only for Ric to start making out Becky as a distraction, so that Charlotte can knock Becky in the back of the head when Becky goes to attack Ric. That aside, the normal shit. Exploder suplexes happened, figure four leg locks happened, disarmers happened, but in the end, after Charlotte accidentally slide kicks Flair and then gets locked into this armor, Ric Flair throws his jacket at Becky, which Becky stupidly undoes the hole and goes to confront Flair after this. allowing Charlotte to hit her for spear. She turns around. 1, 2, 3. Charlotte's still your Divas champion. Now, something kind of funny happened here because being the weirdo I am, I was like randomly imagining things. I was just thinking of WWE music, and I was imagining Sasha Banks music. All of a sudden, that music actually hits, and Sasha Banks is out. I'm just like, I summoned Sasha Banks. I am a WrestleMancer. That aside, Sasha comes out. She boots Becky out the ring like the scrub she is, telling Becky to get the fuck out of her spotlight. And then Sasha and Charlotte look each other up, smile at each other, do some little high five and snap thing, which made me think they were an alliance. And then, as Rick leaves the ring, Charlotte looks back at Sasha, waves. Sasha waves. Charlotte starts to leave the ring, then Sasha grabs Charlotte, puts her in the bag statement, and just straight up makes straight up makes Charlotte faint from the bag statement. And the entire time this was happening, even before Sasha did it, as Sasha came out, the crowd was fucking mental for her. Oh my god, I swear to god, the IWC was strong in that fucking building. But yeah, Sasha Banks comes out, makes her statement clear. Sasha Banks wants the Divas Championship. Now we move on to the Royal Rumble match. A match I deeply regret not writing notes for, but as I've said before, writing notes during a match makes it really fucking boring. So I'll go play for play as long as I can, and once I can no longer do that, I'll just start naming important shit that happened. So our starting entrants in the Royal Rumble match are Roman Reigns and Rusev. And oh my god, poor Rusev. They had a brawl that was surprisingly even until a point where Rusev froze Roman out of the ring, but it was in a reversalist sense. He essentially just tossed Roman over his back, and Roman went for the middle rope. Since Rusev didn't see how Roman got in the ring, Rusev finally eliminated Roman. Rusev went out for the bottom rope, going, "Did I eliminate him? I eliminated him. That was me." And then Roman's like, drive by drop kick. Well, yeah, drive by, aka basement drop kick, aka he kicked the fucking hell out of Rusev, then spears Rusev, and then tosses Rusev out of the ring. Now for number 3. Every IWC member gets a raging hard on as On Hip Hop comes out. And everyone's like, what the fuck's going on? And we see AJ fucking Styles at number 3. Of all the numbers you can put AJ fucking Styles at, you put him at number 3. Okay, WWE. I guess it didn't hurt because AJ looked strong. Anyway, AJ comes in super fucking slowly. Like, dear God, the Undertaker probably could have gotten ready before he did. But AJ comes in to his really unfitting hip hop theme. Then AJ and Roman just stare down. And they start beating each other up. AJ goes for the Styles Clash way too many fucking times and fails every single one. But they beat the fuck out of each other for a very short amount of time before Tyler Breeze comes out.